When you see SaaS products being talked about online, it's often in the context of successes and wins. It's often people celebrating their first customer, their first dollar, reaching certain milestones like 1,000 MMR. This is all great and amazing things, and we should definitely be celebrating them, but I think we also need to talk about the less successful parts, the parts that people often don't want you to see. So in this brand new series, we're going to be talking about my SaaS product, Crossable, and how I'm going to take it from $0 to profitability and beyond that in the future. We're going to be talking about every single part of the journey, the wins, the losses, the highs, the lows, the experiments we run on the way, the things that didn't work, the things that did work, and everything else in between. All of that's going to be covered in this brand new series. So I look forward to starting the journey with you and sharing it. Let's get into it. So at this point you might be wondering, how is this series going to work? So in each of these fortnightly videos, I'll be documenting the things that I've tried since the last episode, how they went and the results from them, and if we'll be carrying on with them in the future, as well as things I'll be trying after this video to then report on in the next video in the series. So it'll be a running video essentially and a commentary about the things that we've tried, how they went, and what we'll be doing next to try and get some results out of Crossable. And all of this I'll be publicly sharing in this video series with you. So as much as possible throughout this series, I'll be sharing actual numbers, data, and information with you regarding the product and how the things we've tried has influenced those numbers. So in each of these videos, I'm going to try and be as transparent as possible with you and share the information and data that I've collected over the last 2 weeks, whether that be ad spend, churn of users, MMR, etc. So I guess with that intro to the series out the way, let's talk about Crossable and the SaaS product that I'm going to be documenting throughout this series. Crossable is a new SaaS product that I launched a few weeks ago, which helps the cross-posting of blog posts from your blog or your RSS feed over to platforms such as Medium, Dev2, and Hashnode. It's mainly targeted at technical writers at the moment, people who often use Medium, Dev2, and Hashnode and all three of them together, although it could be for anyone who has a blog or an RSS feed they want to publish across. In the spirit of this series, and full transparency, at the time of recording this, we have 0 users, 0 paying customers. The only one using it is me at the moment. A few signups, but nothing that's progressed further than that. Obviously, we're looking to change all of that throughout this series. So with that in mind, and Crossable now introduced, what are the things we're going to be looking at changing between this video and the next video in a couple of weeks' time? So there's going to be 4 things I'm going to be looking at changing between this video and the next video. The first one of that is some minor bug fixes and just quality of life improvements. I'm not expecting this to have too much of an impact actually on users, but it will make the app a nicer experience and just a more higher quality product when there's not random scroll bars appearing on modals and things like that. So that's the first one. Again, not expecting that to have a major impact. The second and third one are linked to each other, so I'm planning on adding a new documentation website which explains Crossable, how to use it, the key terminology within it, and just a kind of a getting started guide so people can self-serve their help. I'm hoping this will help people transition from just signing up to actually using the product, because there's a little bit of a onboarding curve they need to go through to get to that point. So I'm hoping this documentation really helps with that and prevents kind of early churn. And finally, to help users discover Crossable, I'm going to be creating a new blog for it and use some programmatic SEO to target certain phrases and keywords around cross-posting. And I'm hoping that users searching for those phrases will then discover Crossable and then sign up and potentially pay for the product. Another thing I'm going to be looking at experimenting with over the coming weeks is Google Ads and potentially spending money to create adverts to then hopefully put them in front of users who will then sign up. This is something that's new to me, I've never done it before, and I'm quite interested to see the impact of money spent on adverts through to the results you get from that. I've heard quite good things about this process and using ads to get new users, but it's something I've not done myself, so it'll be interesting from a complete beginner's perspective how you can use ads and how you can get the best bang for your buck out of them. So that's something I look forward to reporting on in a couple of weeks' time in the next video. And that's it for the first video in this series, more of an introductory video, I guess, into the series, the product, and the first few things I will be trying for the product. If you're interested in following along with this series to see how Crossable progresses, along with the results we get from the things we try, then obviously make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow along, and if you want, you can check out Crossable down below at the links in the description. I look forward to seeing you in the future videos, and until then, bye.